you looking for? See you around.
I don't have a target. That's still recharging. I need to target something first. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Hey there! Did you know Fred Meyer always gives you savings and rewards?
My life is essentially being on tour.
I need to get closer. It's too far away.
Still have to crash off to the right shoulder, right near Highway 99 in Tigard, but not a big backup. Just slow back towards the flyover ramp coming off 55 north. 205 northbound, a little slowing, moving up past Johnson Street towards Division Powell. This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. Play social games online for free. Head to ChumbaCasino.com now to join the Chumba fun and experience the thrill of the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus. From the KXL Traffic Center, I'm Michael Convery.
Here's your forecast with KGW's Rod Hill.
Calling it the third in the series of fronts. The first one came in Saturday. Here we go for today. Some showers out there this morning, but really a quiet start to our day. It will be a steady, rainy afternoon into the night, and also at the front coming in early evening, gusty winds will return. Today's high about 52. It's showers and around 50 tomorrow. And we still look for that stretch of dry, sunny weather getting us up into the 70s this upcoming weekend. I'm Rod Hill, FM News 101.
Goldberg & Jones has been representing husbands and fathers in divorce, custody, and child support cases. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Get your phone questions answered at no charge.
It's all about clear at Beaverton Toyota.
Clear is who we are at Beaverton Toyota. Clear is what we do.
Clear is how we do it.
Clear is our why.
Clear means transparency.
Clear means you are in control of your purchase experience.
Clear is about your best purchase experience ever.
It's about respect for your time and your needs.
In short, Clear is for you.
We invite you to experience Clear at Beaverton Toyota.
Coming up on Portland's afternoon news, violent summit in Salem couldn't stop a murder from happening less than 24 hours later. And it was a poetic victory for a high school student in Hillsborough.
Tell Alexa to play FM News 101 KXL anytime, anywhere.
From the Pacific Office Automation Studio.
KXL FM.
Portland.
Vancouver.
Salem.
All right, that's it for Portland's morning news on FM News 101 KXL on this Monday with Veronica Carter and Brett Recamp. And the fellas are with us right now. David, Jamie, Scott, hi.
Hi there. Howdy. Good morning. How was it, you guys waking up this morning?
Yeah, we've been yawning. I can't even say it. Probably 10 times as much as normal.
Yeah. I mean, it's an adjustment for everybody. It is. But the shift that you guys have, that's a whole different beast.
My dogs even looked at me and said, "Why are you up?"
I bet they did. Well, you made it through. Good job. Yeah, I mean,
thanks.
I think I'm all right. I mean, until I have a heart attack that's coming up after, noon, I suppose. But no.
That really does happen. That's scary.
It does. Yes, it does. This is like a big day for the heart attacks. It is. There's no doubt about it. But, man, if I were you, I wouldn't mess with that. I'm not joking about it because last time I did that, I had one. Yeah. Yeah, so you're joking about it again. It's like you haven't learned. That's not a joke. That's real, sir. I know. Okay. Yeah, that was always the thing. I'm going to have a grabber. And then you had a double grabber. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. 2 for the price of 1. We'll have to get to today, David.
I'll say this, if you're dragging a little bit and you're kind of feeling like, woe is me, just Google Haiti in the news, you'll feel a little bit better. It'll be a good, it'll be a really good perspective check. I mean, you've got cannibal gangs roving around the country. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
U.S. officials evacuated from Haiti as the insurrection continues. The prime minister is not in the country right now. There are demands for him to resign. So we'll be getting into some of the details of that throughout the day. It is just, I mean, it's Mad Max in real life. It's crazy. Joe Biden apologized for using the term illegal to describe someone who was here illegally, who murdered somebody, allegedly. So we'll get to that. Alaska Airlines flight carrying pets arrives with the cargo door open. Believe it or not, that's the second cargo incident in the last, 3 days.
In that other flight overseas where all the people got injured. Yeah. Because all of a sudden there was the descent. People are hitting their head on the ceiling and the chair in front of them. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm starting to really gravitate towards driving everywhere now.
Yeah, right. And the new Michael Jackson biopic wants to convince you that Michael didn't diddle anyone.
Anyone? Well, the estate has given the approval. Oh, I see.
I vote for anyone. I
think you're right.
Yeah.
I do.
I just think was such a strange man, and there are other people in this world who are like this, that they absolutely aren't interested in it at all with anyone. But they like to be buddies with little kids because in their mind they are still a little kid.
Yeah, you get into that whole thing with the kids, what they said later, and then you hear, okay, in this movie, they're really basically calling them out as liars. It's like an uncomfortable position for a lot of people to react to. Because what do you believe in the end? You see, like, documentaries from both sides. Yeah. One thing I think everyone can agree on, Michael Jackson was a strange beast.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
Yes,
mackerel.
100%.
And a diddler.
Well, get to me.
According to David.
Yeah.
Or not.
Well, yeah. No, he was a diddler. Come on.
Yeah, well, we can be going on about this. And especially because Robbins has the Michael Jackson wall art. This comes up often on the show.
Well, yeah. I saw him live in concert.
How many times?
Once. Only once.
Solo or with?
Oh, no, it was the Bad Tour.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Sold out?
Yes. I took my daughter. She was 5. She stood on the seat all night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Had a great time. And one other thing, did you guys hear about the hand-washing lie detectors?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I mean, we've come to that. We really have. Because people won't do it on their own.
Yes. I mean, we've all worked in different places where guys would come out without washing their hands. We've talked about this before. And is it a bad thing to say, hey, you didn't wash your hands? Or should you not do that? Is that not polite to call it out?
I mean, you don't want people to get sick. But imagine rush hour. Are you really going to stop and monitor your employees' hand-washing habits? Probably not.
Oh, I called out a guy once. He got pissed.
Yeah, he did. Never forgot it either. Y'all have a great day.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic situation in Portland right now. Here is Michael Comfrey.
We've been down nicely. I-84 westbound just flowing out of the Hollywood district down to I-5. 205 over on the east side. Again, pretty good. Northbound's a little bunched up. Moving up past Foster Road. No delays. I-5 south across the interstate or 205 south across the Glenn Jackson Bridge. Apex Air's belief is that everyone should be able to have quality, efficient HVAC that fits any budget. Call them today. Comfort is a call away. Apex Air, where comfort meets quality. Online at apexairco.com. From the KXL Traffic Center, I'm Michael Convery.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Forecast right now. Here's KGW's Rod Hill.
Rainy afternoon. It'll be widespread and steady. And then later today into this evening, gusty winds up to about 35 miles per hour return as a cold front rolls in. Today's high about 52. I'm Rod Hill, FM News 101.
46 right now in downtown Portland.
Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. A lot of people are talking today about the same thing. Biden bowing down to the far left again.
Jeez. Yeah, well, during the State of the Union last week, as we talked about on Friday, Joe Biden attempted to talk about Laken Riley. This is the young woman in Georgia who was murdered by an illegal alien. He used the word illegal. And the media has decided that that's the real controversy, not an open borders policy, not the fact that this woman was killed by somebody who should never have been allowed to stay in the country.
Not the fact that he called her Lincoln when her name's Laken.
Yeah, no. It's because he used the term illegal, and no human is illegal.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. During an interview
son of a gun
with MSNBC's Jonathan Capehart, that was actually the first thing Jonathan Capehart brought up.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, yes.
During your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
Undocumented first. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow. But I don't share his view at all.
You know, the thing is, that's not wrong. Calling someone who's breaking the law and entering this country an illegal alien is accurate and correct.
100%.
We sanitize everything, don't we?
The left does.
Gosh, do we?
And then you decide when you're going to play along and when you're not.
And again, people don't know the rules, so they're afraid to say anything.
They are.
You son of a...
And they built the country. Are you freaking joking me?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
It's not Americans? Well, we're a nation of migrants. Yeah, people who did it the right way, legally. What a disrespectful thing to say to all of America.
Well, also remember, this is a man who one time said that black trans women built America.
I can't cast that yet.
I forgot about that.
Well,
there's been so many.
That's accurate.
Right.
Yeah. It's disgusting, man. I mean, there was part of me that was so ticked off watching it, and I'm telling myself, listen, you shouldn't be surprised at this point. This guy's going to bow down to the far left no matter what. Just what he's going to do. It's interesting. I don't know if you saw this making rounds over the weekend. Because we've played the clips before when Biden said illegal aliens and we got to get them out. I mean, he has said that in the past. One of the things that was making the rounds was a Bill Clinton speech from 1995 talking about illegal immigration. It's really interesting. Did you see it playing around over the weekend? Do you want to hear part of it?
Yeah, I do, actually.
I mean, it might be shocking to some people to actually know this was a Democrat president at the time.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers.
What?
Terrible.
The thing about it, when you hear that from way back,
I know.
In 1995,
yeah,
this guy today would be a radical. He would be a nut on the Democrat side. He would be excommunicated. He would have to be a Democrat, or a Republican, rather. He'd have to be.
Even a Republican saying that now?
Oh, you couldn't say it now.
The media would blast him like crazy.
Yeah. But this used to be sanity. This was the way that people thought. This is like, hey, man, and nobody's saying illegal immigration is wrong. All we're saying is...
You want people to come here legally.
We have an influx, and that was in 95, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more.
What?
By hiring a record number of new border guards. By deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before. By cracking down on illegal hiring. By barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Oh, no.
In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more.
Just as an example. You get more of that later if you want. It's wild.
Man.
Yeah, and if you think, yeah, that's the right way to go about this problem. Okay? Oh, well, that doesn't fit these times. Why is that? Because the Marxists have taken over.
Because that was almost 30 years ago. That's how different things are today than they were 30 years ago.
Right. We don't have an honest media. I mean, you think about it, over time, all of a sudden, someone somewhere decided, you know what, calling them illegal aliens is just too offensive.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't it illegal migrants? Because alien was the bad word.
Yeah, then it's an illegal immigrant, then an undocumented immigrant, because no human is illegal or whatever.
Right.
And now it's migrant.
Well, it's like homeless and everything else.
Yeah, houseless.
Unhoused or whatever the hell they're saying now. Yeah. I mean, everything's changed.
Exactly. Yes.
And if you have an unhoused illegal immigrant, well,
what?
You can never get a loan again.
So Trump was talking about this over the weekend.
Yeah, Trump gave his assessment of Biden's State of the Union address this morning. He did an appearance on CNBC's Squawk Box.
Okay.
Well, I heard a very angry man who's losing badly in the polls, who's willing to weaponize government like has never taken place in this country. It has taken place in third world countries quite often, actually. And they're willing to use the Justice Department to sue opponents like me, because I'm his only opponent other than life itself.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
It's just a matter of fact, I'm his only opponent other than life itself, you know.
Life itself is an opponent.
Oh my goodness. You probably saw the news, what's going on in Haiti. We talked about this the other day, and at the time, legacy media really had not picked up much on the story. I don't think you can ignore it now from what's going on. The gangs have taken over everything. They went to different prisons, let all the prisoners out, in some cases killed the guards. And David, you saw video. I did not see this.
I mean, there's been a lot of video making the rounds, and one is of a guy who's eating something. And you don't know what it is until the camera pans over and you see a charred body that's still on fire. And he's just taking parts off and eating it.
Oh, my.
It's just, I mean, it is, not to mention all the other photos of people running for their lives, of just menacing-looking dudes walking around. If they don't have guns, they've got large pieces of wood that they're just cracking skulls with.
It's terrifying, man. I mean, just as a citizen there. Yeah, the one video I saw didn't have anybody eating barbecue. That's the name of the gang leader, the biggest gang leader, barbecue. But people just running for their lives. And if you remember, when Trump was talking about different bleep hole countries, including Haiti, that was beyond the pale. The left losing its mind over that, if you remember. Isn't that what caused Cory Booker to have tears of rage?
Yeah, he said he had tears of rage.
Was it that whole thing? Yeah.
Tears of rage.
Yeah.
Someone would say that. Okay. My question is right now, with what's going on there, and you have gangs running everything, cannibalism, does that reach the point where it's okay to call it a bleep hole country?
I think it has surpassed that bar, yes. Roving bands of cannibals murdering people and eating them while they're still on fire. Plus, you got the leader of the country who can't even go back in. And they're resorting to trying to get about 1,000 troops from Kenya to be deployed in the nation to try to reestablish some form of law and order. I think you've reached the point where it's accurate to call it a crap hole country.
Yeah. Well, and tell me if I'm wrong here, because I can't quite remember it. You know, you hear different pieces of news. It was the Biden administration that helped put this leader in control. The way I understand.
Yeah, it was, because in 2021, the previous prime minister got executed, if you remember that, got assassinated.
Yes.
And it was just a shocking turn of events. And so the U.S. State Department and the federal government tried to put in kind of a puppet on the basis that he would start holding regular elections again. Well, he's not lived up to that expectation.
Right.
To the point where he said, well, we can have elections in 2025. Well, then he goes to Kenya to try to raise an army to squash or quash the brewing insurrection happening in Haiti. He thinks he's got this done. He tries to come back, and the gang say, nope, you can't come back. Airport's shut down. The ports are all closed. He tries to go to the Dominican Republic because they share an island. The DR says, you're not coming here. We don't want any part of what's happening right now across the border. We don't want it.
Right.
So he's in Puerto Rico right now, and now the Biden administration is sending Antony Blinken, Secretary of State, to meet with other Caribbean nations to try to figure out what to do with this situation.
Yeah, they got the right guy there. Yeah.
And at the same time, we got Marines in there trying to get people from our embassy out of there.
Yeah.
Because months ago, we said, well, we're not going to send anybody in there to restore order. Fox had part of that on this morning.
President Biden is on the record over the last couple months saying he would not send U.S. troops down to Haiti to restore order there, but there are U.S. troops on the ground right now reinforcing the embassy there.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. By the way, one other thing, when the whole Trump hysteria was going on for saying bleep whole country, that sort of thing, this was also making rounds over the weekend. All the different people on the left, they were saying that's absolute nonsense. You know, Haiti's already great. And it was Conan O'Brien at the time.
Conan O'Brien?
Oh, yeah, he had the shirts. You know, Haiti is already great. And people were wearing those T-shirts with pride. Bill Maher had a shirt. A bunch of guys were wearing these shirts.
Version of Make America Great Again hat. It's a hat that says Haiti is great already. We offered to them, and they were quite happy to have it. People really like the slogan. In Haiti. They liked it so much so that Omaze.com is now exclusively offering this Haiti is great already T-shirt.
Go ahead and wear those today.
Yeah. While you're at it, try the barbecue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody get that jackass on the phone and see if he still feels that way.
Unbelievable, man. Okay, a lot to get to. Oh, Ukrainian draft dodgers in the news. And Madonna scolds a fan for what? Oh, you got to hear this story straight ahead.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Few things are more stressful than unexpected damage to your home. So remember Dry Medic. They're your 24/7 lifeline for water damage. Reliable and ready to respond immediately. From leaky ceilings to plumbing malfunctions and kitchen fires. Dry Medic's compassionate team can guide you through the process for rapid restoration. Their experienced staff has seen it all, having served the Portland area for over 14 years. Search Dry Medic Restoration Services of Portland for details. CCB number 187557.
At Batteries Plus, we want to know, what moves you? Is it an SUV, or a motorcycle, or a golf cart, or a boat? Whatever moves you, drives us. Batteries Plus, bringing power to your life. Stop in or shop online at batteriesplus.com.
Now at Banana Republic Factory, celebrate summer with 50 to 70% off everything. Shop effortless dresses, airy shirts, and more from $9.99. Find your nearest store or shop online. Only at Banana Republic Factory.
That's the sound of Carl's Jr.'s all-beef patties being charbroiled. That's the sound of crispy bacon. That's the sound of pepper jack cheese melting over top. Yes, that makes a sound. And boom, that's the slightly weird sound of barbecue sauce squirting out of a bottle. And that's fire. Fire that just shot out of my mouth from the jalapenos, lighting my curtains on fire. Get a spicy Western bacon cheeseburger, a regular Western bacon cheeseburger, or a famous star, all for just $5 each through the My Rewards app. Need burger? Get burger. The fire department is here. My Rewards members only. Tax not included. See app for terms.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high-commission investment products, right?
No. Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involved with risk of loss.
And now, life lessons from your everyday lovable sexy boomer.
Students at Deer Creek School District in Oklahoma were videotaped licking toes for the school's wonderful week of fundraising. They've lathered them up with peanut butter.
Wait, whoa, hold on a second. Stay connected for more life lessons with the sexy boomer Scott Robbins. Weekdays 9 to noon on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show on FM News 101 KXL.
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Did anybody see the video of the young Ukrainian men trying to get out of the country?
I haven't seen it, but
I heard they were stopped by border control there. They were taken out of this vehicle, shoved to the ground. Like, what are you doing? And from what I understand, different young men there are paying upwards of roughly $10,000 to be able to get out. Not quite the picture that's being painted here in the United States of what's going on there.
No, what's all the people talking about? The brave Ukrainian men who are going and fighting for their country.
Over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We're not getting an accurate picture of what's going on there. And I'm not saying, hey, it's not justified at all, us helping them, that sort of thing, but is it all our burden? That's the question that comes up again and again and again. It doesn't seem like it should be. I mean, if you're in Europe, you would be far more concerned with what's going on, wouldn't you?
Well, when you got somebody else paying the freight and you don't have to do anything, then why bother? I'm not going to raise my hand. I mean, if it's already getting done.
That is crazy. You know, something else that you see more stories on over the weekend is different issues with flights. You know, I had the story the other day. He had wheels falling off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then this flight, well, this was a Fox report this morning. I just play part of it where people got injured. This is kind of crazy.
So a lot of news coming out of these two separate flights, more issues for Boeing after dozens of people were wounded on just one flight alone this morning. While this flight that was departing from Sydney to Auckland did arrive at its destination, this was LATAM Airlines flight LA 800. It did arrive on schedule, but it was during the flight of this Chilean airline that it reportedly had some kind of technical issue that caused the plane to lose altitude and quite suddenly. This is a...
Did you see any of the pictures or video on this?
Not see that. No.
Oh, dude, that was frightening.
Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, at least 50 people on board were injured, including both staff and the crew, as well as passengers. And they were taken to the hospital when they arrived. One person is in serious condition. Others have mild to moderate injuries. We know that, again, crew members as well as passengers were injured. So we don't know too much just yet about the extent of these wounds. We'll wait to hear a little bit more on that.
But what you had is all of a sudden the sudden descent and then people knocking their head against the seat in front of them. But you were lucky if that happened. Someone came all the way out of the seat. You were hitting your head on the roof.
Yeah.
The cabin is like...
Yeah, it was brutal.
Or you're just getting thrown completely out.
People are screaming and...
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez.
It's like one thing after another after another. And then there was the story of, was it the cargo door?
Yeah, there were a couple of cargo doors, actually, that, well, weren't secured. One of them landed in Portland. It was an Alaska Airlines flight. They're currently being sued because of the door falling off.
Yes.
And the plane lands, and they go, hey, you got a cargo door that's popped open there, bud.
Gosh,
I said, what?
Dang.
And that was
the thing is, they had pets in there.
Yeah, the pets were fine. I don't know, probably had the right of their lives, but they're not hurt physically.
Think about how close they could have been. They fall out of there.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
it was just, it was kind of like wedged open, and there are some aviation experts who are saying the most concerning thing is that nobody on the flight knew, because you're supposed to have some sort of sensor that would tell you this isn't closed.
Oh, boy.
At least that's what again, I'm not an industry expert.
Right.
That's just what I was reading is like that. It's actually kind of shocking that they wouldn't have gotten an alert that you've got a door open.
Yes.
Dang.
I mean, you shut the seatbelt in your car door, and it's like, why is the light on?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a little more serious.
Yeah, you can't lock your keys in the car, none of that stuff. Yeah. And dogs dropping out of the sky. Holy crap.
Oh, my goodness. Raining cats and dogs.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Sorry. Hey, your girl Madonna made the news.
It's not my girl, but okay.
You played all her records. Anyway, she was shaming a person in a wheelchair to get up. I don't know if you heard that.
What are you doing sitting down over there? What are you doing sitting down?
And then she realizes.
Oh, okay. Politically incorrect. Sorry about that. I'm glad you're here.
Poor person.
Person in a wheelchair.
Why are you sitting down? Because you suck.
Because I bought a ticket, I can do whatever I want.
That'd be great. This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robin Show. All right, biggest story today, David?
Biggest story of the day, to me at least, is the absolute catastrophe that's happening in Haiti right now, where you've got roving bands of gangsters. Some of them are eating people or whatever. I mean, it's just absolute anarchy there.
Yeah.
But the good news is that Antony Blinken, Secretary of State, is working right now on a sternly worded letter to the warlord who calls himself Barbecue.
I mean, right now, you'd be better off with the Taliban there. I think Blinken, I think of him saying the Taliban, they want to be on the world stage, and we're going to hold them accountable. We sent them a strongly worded letter that I'm sure that still has them shaking in their boots 2.5 years later.
And the bar is low, but they don't eat their adversaries. No.
Portland's news, traffic, and weather station. FM News 101, KXL. The news in 60 seconds.
Are you looking for ways to make your money work for you? How about CCCU Peak Plus checking account that pays you a generous 5.5% APY? If you want to grow your bank account balance, and who doesn't, and keep your money liquid, consider a 5.5% APY high-interest checking account at CCCU to open a Peak Plus account or to learn more. Visit peakchecking.com. That's peakchecking.com. Consolidated Community Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. See credit union for further details regarding account requirements for 5.5% APY.
Have you been thinking about new equipment for outdoor projects this spring? It's Lars. See how much fun a Takeuchi compact excavator or track loader from Finani Machinery can be. Whether your job involves utility or landscaping work, enjoy the ride in a Takeuchi from Finani. Their experienced staff will guide you through the process, set you up with all the goodies like blades, buckets, and forks. For the full line of equipment, visit Finani Machinery in Portland, Eugene, and Woodinville, or at Finani.com. That's Finani.com. Tell them Lars sent you.
CBS News brief. Turmoil in Haiti. Congresswoman Sheila Sherflewis McCormick represents a Haitian-American community in Florida.
It's important that we emphasize over and over that I have been calling Prime Minister Ariel Henry to step down and that he actually transitions his power to that transitional government.
Henry is in Jamaica for meetings today with Secretary of State Blinken. The UN Secretary General marks the beginning of Ramadan with war going on in Gaza.
To all those suffering from the horrors of Gaza, in these trying times, the spirit of Ramadan is a beacon of hope.
Britain's Princess Kate says she was the one who touched up that newly released family photo that some questioned. CBS's Holly Williams.
Like many other amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused.
The CBS News brief. I'm Steve Kathan.
Well, mostly light traffic right now. In Hazelwood, there's a crash on Stark at 109th right after the merge with Washington. And on eastbound Sunset Highway, there's a report of a stalled vehicle near Canyon Road. And down into Tualatin on northbound I-5, there's some debris on the roadway, so watch out for that. Drive time from Portland to Vancouver right now running at speed each way. This report sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to experience the thrill of the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com. It's free to play for fun, and no purchase is necessary. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. VGW Group, no purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. From KXL Traffic Center, I'm Jeff Waste.
Rainy afternoon. It'll be widespread and steady. And then later today into this evening, gusty winds up to about 35 miles per hour return as a cold front rolls in. Today's high about 52. I'm Rod Hill, FM News 101.
Beaverton Toyota already had the largest volume Toyota service center in Oregon, and now we've expanded again. Hi, this is Russ Humberston. We've added more service bays and more service technicians so that it's easier than ever before to have your vehicle cared for. Our service team is the best in the business. Our efficient reception process and comfortable waiting area make for unique and easy service visits. It's all part of the philosophy we call Clear. It's always about you. Experience Clear at Beaverton Toyota.
If you're living with bone pain in your knees, hips, and other joints, and you want a solution that goes beyond masking those symptoms, you need to visit my friends at Oregon Medical Centers. Here's the deal. While you're taking prescription medication, you're only masking the pain. And that's where Oregon Medical Center's revolutionary non-surgical treatment that regenerates your body from inside out comes in. Imagine a life without constant pills. That's the better quality of life you deserve. Hey, it's Lars. Look, we all age, and as you age, your cells degenerate, leading to pain in places like your neck, your back, knee, hip, shoulder, or wrist. And doctors often want to prescribe you a drug cocktail or have you come in for surgery. Not at Oregon Medical Centers. Take the first step toward a pain-free future and schedule your free consultation by visiting OregonMedicalCenters.com and let them know Lars sent you. That's OregonMedicalCenters.com and get your free consultation today. Let Oregon Medical Centers get you back to living life at its fullest.
Attention, electrical engineers and heavy equipment operators. If you need a wiring harness, contact Portland Wiring Harness. Portland Wiring Harness is a manufacturing and repair facility right here in Oregon. Is your job on hold because of an electrical gremlin? Portland Wiring Harness repairs and customizes wiring harnesses using advanced manufacturing and measuring equipment. Portland Wiring Harness is 100% American made, creating harnesses and connections for prototypes and cutting-edge machines. If it has wires, contact PortlandWiringHarness.com.
All right. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. I'm Jamie Markley, the Gen Xer. David Van Camp, the Millennial, and the sexy boomer, Scott Robbins. All right, David. So Trump was talking about banning TikTok.
Yeah, Congress is moving towards a bill that would force TikTok to be taken away from Chinese ownership. Or if they don't do that, they would face a total ban in the United States. So it's kind of, they're doing good cop, bad cop here. It got out
take it off the app stores and all that stuff.
Yeah, they got it out of a committee vote, 50-0. So truly a bipartisan interest in this. Donald Trump, though, has changed his position, saying, I'm a little worried about a ban here. So on CNBC this morning, he talked about why he went from asking Congress when he was president. He asked Congress to ban TikTok. And why are you now coming out against it?
Roll it. I had it done. And then Congress said, well, they ultimately usually fail. They are like extremely political, and they're extremely subject to people called lobbyists who happen to be very, very talented, very good, and very rich. But I said, you know what? You guys decide. You make that decision, because it's a tough decision to make. Frankly, there are a lot of people on TikTok that love it. There are a lot of young kids on TikTok who will go crazy without it. But the thing I don't like is that without TikTok, you can make Facebook bigger. And I consider Facebook to be an enemy of the people, along with a lot of the media.
I don't know about that. I mean, there are a lot of people, including people who are in Trump's camp, like Steve Bannon, et cetera, are like, well, you did just have a meeting with a guy named Jeff Yass, I think is his name. Got $33 billion invested in TikTok, and might have put the pressure on the Don a little bit to back away from it.
Yeah. I mean, Trump is going to do whatever he thinks is best at the time, and a lot of times for himself. That's just calling it like it is. I know people will get ticked at you even saying that. And a lot of times what's best for him is also best for the country. I don't know if it's always that way. This to me, and it's tough, man, when you're talking about censorship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is.
I understand, but this is a Chinese spy app.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying this is a First Amendment issue. It's not. And I think Congress has actually, threaded the needle very well by saying, look, TikTok can still exist. The platform can still exist.
Right.
ByteDance just has to sell it.
Because all the people's information is going right to China.
Yeah. So they just have to sell it. That's it. And plain and simple. I'm pretty confident that someone in the CCP would be able to find a workaround for this. But nonetheless, I mean, I think they're trying to figure out a way to keep it around so people can post on it and all of that stuff. But I just don't buy the First Amendment argument on this one.
It's pretty tough, man, especially when it was Twitter and Facebook that, took the New York Post out of the game in the 2020 election with the reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop, which was 100% accurate. So that part of the argument, I get, but we need to keep our eyes on our own social media first and foremost. And the other thing with TikTok is not only is all of the information collected, but the algorithms. I mean, okay, look at it this way. With China, they infiltrated the southern border with fentanyl. That was originally China that did that. It's always something to try to take the United States down, okay? They don't have our best interest at heart. Sorry, they don't. And as far as the algorithms on TikTok, I think we would all agree, or reasonable people would agree, like when you look at the trans issue with kids, that's a social contagion. Helped along mightily by TikTok. I mean, they juice all of that stuff. I mean, you've got videos that are sent to the young boys, ultra-violent, sexualized, on purpose, even when they're not asking for it. And with young girls, it could be weight issues. It could be, well, you're probably a boy. It could be a number of different things that is not good for their mental health. They know this. So what are we doing to help the kids in our country? And I don't know if all of a sudden, ByteDance sells this to somebody else. Will they change the algorithms? I would hope so, that it's not so harmful.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing a lot of, obviously they're going to try to throw their best out there now, TikTok, by saying, hey, I got this small business. This is how I operate.
Oh, the ad campaign?
Yeah, you're seeing that
like
everywhere
in January?
now. Yeah, right.
Man, TikTok, they're just there to get in with people and do good things and raise money for charity, and they're such good people.
Right. If it weren't for TikTok, I'd be living under a bridge.
Right.
That kind of crap. It's everywhere now.
Yeah. And I understand.
And I get it. I understand that part too, but there are other platforms you can go to.
It's interesting to me that all of a sudden the media gets interested in small business when it's a narrative that they don't like.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, going off on a tangent real quick, the coverage this morning on NBC about Florida cracking down on spring breakers with all of the violence that they had last year and in Miami. And so it's been pretty smooth, and there's cops everywhere. And they were talking to people about, it's nice. You don't have to worry about, crime and blah, blah, blah. But they went to the small businesses that have been hurt. And this is very tough for them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, really? This is your concern right now. Where were you 4 years ago? When every shop got closed, every local one.
Mm-hmm.
Not the big box ones, the big corporations, they stayed open. But the mom and pops had to close down. Where were you then? Yeah. Anyway, in the end, as far as the parents and the kids with TikTok, it's a tough job for a parent to monitor all that stuff. You just got to do your best.
It is, because if they have a smartphone, I mean,
it's tough.
Yeah.
Or you could say you're not getting TikTok.
Well, you can say that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That was a fight.
So they can watch it somewhere else with one of their other friends.
That's fine as long as you don't have it at all hours of the day. You can only do so much. It's tough. All right, it's that part of the show. Got to go around the table. May not be the biggest story out there, but I got your attention. David, today, what's your story?
Well, there's going to be a total solar eclipse on April 8th. And there are a couple of Texas counties that are in the path of it that have already issued an emergency declaration. One of them is Travis County. That's where Austin is. And so the headline to me made it seem like some sort of Middle Ages superstition thing. The solar eclipse is coming. It's an emergency. We're all going to die. What they're actually doing, though, is giving law enforcement and first responders a little bit more authority because there are going to be so many people traveling to Austin because it's one of the cities that's directly in the path of the total solar eclipse. So they want to make sure that they can crack down if anybody gets out of hand or manage traffic better, etc.
There you go. The old disaster declaration.
Yep.
All right, Scott, what do you have for what's your story today?
Snickers is pushing back today the candy bar that Biden the blasphemous tone that he took with them and charging them with shrinking their size of their candy bars during the State of the Union by 10%. That's what Joe warbled. By the way, that was not on the script. Joe went off script, and when that happens, bad things happen. You know that, and I know that. Snickers is pushing back today, saying, hey, they're with same size. Candy bars are the same size, packages the same size. What are you talking about? This is where we are.
I hadn't heard about
the world's on fire, and there's a fight over Snickers right now. Now, really, the lesson to all of this is Snickers is more popular than you. Shut up about it. Okay?
Yeah, if you look at the polling.
Right. People love Snickers more than they love you, so shut up. But I guess that was just an off-the-cuff comment. I'm 10%. He just said it.
Sometimes he'll do that. Just go
yes.
Off. And you're right. It usually doesn't end very well.
But, I mean, you talk about damaging the Snickers. They're probably like, hey, man, wait a minute.
Well, yeah, but not true.
We didn't do that.
No, I totally agree. All right. For my story today, you know what I'll do one or the other. Today is, well, they call it a national holiday. I could do that story, or I could do something that was making the rounds since you just mentioned Joe Biden. It was a rebuttal to a George H. Bush speech 35 years ago. And how it sounds today.
Oh, wow.
You guys get to pick. What would you rather hear?
I'll hear the rebuttal.
I do, too. I want to hear the rebuttal, too.
Okay. So, George H.W. gives the speech. The rebuttal at that time was Biden. This is 35 years ago.
To put it in very personal terms for a moment, Joe Biden, me, I would settle for a world in which I could worry about the same kinds of things that my parents worried about. In which I only had to worry about the grades my children got in school rather than the drugs they're being exposed to. In which I only had to worry about the prices my wife had to pay at the supermarket instead of fearing that she might get mugged by a junkie in the parking lot as she loads her groceries into the car.
This is rich, isn't it?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like the same guy.
No. We're just getting started.
In which tonight, I could call my mom just to wish her pleasant dreams, not for the purpose of making sure she's safe in her own home. That's the kind of world I want. That's the kind of world you deserve. In a nutshell, the president's plan doesn't include enough police officers to catch the violent thugs, not enough prosecutors.
He said thugs.
Oh, man.
He said
Racist old
thugs.
Joe. Yep.
Catch the violent thugs, not enough prosecutors to convict them, not enough judges to sentence them, and not enough prison cells to put them away for a long time.
Oh, my.
What?
Holy smokes.
Oh, my goodness.
And that is why we will make America great again, he went on to say.
There's a little more left.
We disagree with the president's decision to cut back on our previous commitment to protect against drugs coming across the border.
What?
To cut the Customs Service, the Coast Guard, and the Border Patrol. We think we should do more to stem the flow of drugs across our borders, and we think we should go one step further.
What's that, Joe?
Let's go after the drug lords where they live, with an international strike force.
What?
There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists, and they must know it. We don't have to promise a world without worry or fear. We're not asking for that much. All we have to do, together, is to keep our promises and stay together. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jeez. The thing I noticed is that lifetime struggle with a stutter, man, it's really flaring up there.
Yeah, it seemed like he had gotten over it there,
Dude,
huh?
If you played that to 10 people and said, who is this? I guarantee you 8 out of 10 would have no idea who it is.
So
it doesn't sound anything like him now.
Bear with me here. I have had the theory for a while that Joe Biden is an accidental time traveler.
See, there you go.
Right? He, that's why he mixes up years and talks about talking with people who've been dead for several years and whatnot. So my theory is that he actually traveled into the future from that time, heard one Trump speech, and then plagiarized it. And when he wound up back in the late 80s, he was able to, he basically just copied and pasted Trump's platform.
That is incredible.
It is.
That's incredible.
I know. I see this and I'm like, yeah, I can remember this. I don't think most people do, but there you go.
You got to get his comments that he said when Truman was president.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Running a business is a 24/7 job.
And it's easy to fall behind on things like closing the books.
If this is you, you should know these 3 numbers.
37,025, 1.
37,000. That's the number of businesses that have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle.
25. NetSuite turns 25 this year. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less, close their books in days, not weeks, and drive down costs.
1, because your business is one of a kind. So you get a customized solution for all of your KPIs. Everything you need to grow, all in one place.
Having all your information in one place makes it easy to make better decisions.
And right now, NetSuite has an unprecedented offer to make it happen.
Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist designed to give you consistently excellent performance absolutely free at netsuite.com/MVR.
That's netsuite.com/MVR to get your own KPI checklist.
netsuite.com/MVR.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
mostly light traffic right now. There's a crash in Maywood Park on 112th and Sandy, causing some trouble in both directions. And east of there, there's a report of a crash on eastbound 84 near 162nd. Not causing any backups, but keep an eye out. And down at Tualatin on northbound I-5, there's some debris on the roadway, so watch out for that as well. Drive time from Portland and Vancouver right now, running at speed each way. From the KXL Traffic Center, I'm Jeff Waste.
Today's forecast, how about steady rain this afternoon? Gusty winds make a comeback as well. We have a front coming in this evening, a high of about 52, and eventually heavy snow later today into tonight up in the mountains. I'm Rod Hill, FM News 101.
Don't get stranded. Have your battery tested for free at Batteries Plus. We carry top quality replacement batteries and offer free installation on most makes and models. Visit us in person or shop online at batteriesplus.com.
Make an informed decision. Call today to schedule your full mouth implant treatment by March 31st and save at least $3,000. Visit us at revolutiondentalimplants.com to schedule a complimentary consultation today.
It's not even that far.
I know my body. I can drive.
There's no traffic, so there's no danger.
It's easy to find excuses for driving impaired. That's because when you're impaired, your judgment is too. But no matter how you spin it, there's no excuse for driving after you've been drinking.
But I literally just had 2 drinks.
It literally doesn't matter. In Oregon, you can get arrested for driving impaired by alcohol or any kind of drug, even if you're under .08.
I've driven before and it's been fine.
Tell that to the families and friends of the more than 100 people killed here each year by impaired drivers.
But I can't leave my car here.
Oh, you're worried you'll be inconvenienced? That's nothing compared to getting arrested, fingerprinted, mugshot posted online, and missing work for court, where the judge won't want to hear any excuses. This St. Patrick's Day, specially trained police are on the lookout for impaired drivers. So if your plans include drinking, don't get behind the wheel. Have a designated driver, take a cab, or get a lift from a friend. Drive sober. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Portland will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 503-944-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
FM News 101, KXL. There's been a lot of discussion lately about social media.
Twitter users TikTok blowback against Facebook.
Remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook and stay connected. FM News 101, KXL.
Family activities and fitness. Call the Will Rogers Institute.
Call toll-free 877-957-7575 or visit wrinstitute.org and find us on Facebook and Twitter.
David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Okay, so what happened on July the 6th?
Oh, well, Joe Biden did this again. He was doing a campaign event. He tried to talk about the Capitol riot. Got the month wrong.
What?
No, he didn't.
The U.S. Capitol, the same building where our freedoms came under assault on July the 6th.
What? What happened on July the 6th?
I don't know. He did that in January of, well, it was the 2-year anniversary of the Capitol riot. Remember that?
The impact, what happened on July the 6th had international repercussions beyond what I think any of you can fully understand.
It's a stutter, by the way.
Wow. Where was the QAnon shaman on July 6th? That's what I want to know, because he led that all-out attempted coup.
Oh, sure, yeah.
To take over the country. If you want to know what an insurrection looks like, take a peek at Haiti right now.
Yeah.
That's taking over the country. That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
Not people where open doors from the cops. Come on in. Take some photos, and I'm not saying there weren't people that deserve to be arrested and the people that were breaking stuff. Of course. But still, every time that's called an insurrection, I have to laugh to myself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's nobody in Port-au-Prince right now looking at these menacing-looking dudes with guns and wearing balaclavas going, hey, do you think I can get you guys to leave?
Oh yeah, like the cop with the QAnon shaman and the other guys. The guy that got shot with the bullet, the plastic bullet or something.
Sir, do you need medical attention?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
I got shot in the face with some kind of plastic bullet.
Any chance I could get you guys to leave the Senate wing?
Yes, ask that in Haiti right now.
Yeah.
Any chance I could get you guys to leave?
Yeah, I could get you wild-eyed pistol waivers to just back up a couple of feet.
Hey, put down that burning torso for a second.
Hang on. Could you just leave, you know?
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
We will. I've been making sure they ain't disrespecting the place.
Okay, just want to let you guys know this is like the sacredest place.
I know.
Yeah, we know. I mean, Jacob Chansley, the shaman, he was praying in there, if you remember. Oh my goodness, man. It's crazy. So I'm wondering, did media at all call out that he got the month wrong again?
Oh no, Joe. He's just he means well.
Anybody could do that, right?
Yeah.
It happens to people all the time.
Starts with J.
Oh boy. I don't know what you think about this. Some people think it's awesome. There is a new hand-washing lie detector called the hand scanner. It's being described, again, hand-washing lie detector. It looks like a mounted hand dryer. So if you work at a restaurant or a place where you're supposed to wash your hands, which should be really everywhere, the worker places their hands under it after washing their hands, palms up, then palms down. Within 2 seconds, it can identify any residual contaminant using light fluorescent technology. You want that at the restaurant where you dine?
Yeah.
Man, workers got to go look over this, make sure that there's no, E. coli or anything. Yeah, this is the Mark Van Camp and Robin Show.
What does the future of mobility in Michigan sound like? It's the sound of new EV charging stations at our state parks. It's the sound of $17.5 billion in new investments to produce EVs and batteries in Michigan. And that's the silence of Michigan's new in-road wireless charging system. Discover all the ways MEDC is driving next-gen mobility in Michigan at michiganbusiness.org/radio.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Farmington Gardens is celebrating 30 years of growing for you with our Spring It On event, Saturday, March 16th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at our Farmington Road location. Kickstart the gardening season with special savings store-wide. Learn about mason beans, take a walking tour of the nursery, make seed bombs, soil and fertilizer clinics, and so much more. And if you've worked up an appetite, grab a slice from PJ's Pizza Wagon. It's the Spring It On event at Farmington Gardens, Saturday, March 16th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Farmington Gardens, for 30 years, growing for you, grown by us.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Tell Alexa to play FM News 101 KXL anytime, anywhere.
From the Pacific Office Automation Studio.
KXL FM.
Portland, Vancouver, Salem.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kaifin. Secretary of State Blinken meets in Jamaica today with Haiti's Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who's been out of the country since armed gangs seized control of major parts of the capital. Congresswoman Sheila Sherfulis McCormick represents a Haitian-American community in Florida.
Prime Minister Henry has been working and trying to put the country together, but it's been deterring even further. The gangs have said if he does return to Haiti, that there would be a civil war. So we're asking that he's not coming back.
Making a push for the southern border bill that Republicans squashed in Congress, President Biden today at the National League of Cities conference.
This bill would save lives, bring order to the border, our cities badly need as well. It would also give me, as president, no emergency authority or any other president, temporarily shut down the border when a number of immigrants is overwhelming and to regain control of the border.
And there's reaction to a Biden statement about the Gaza war in Israel.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told Politico that President Biden was wrong when he said that Netanyahu is hurting Israel more than helping Israel.
Well, I don't know exactly what the president meant, but if he meant by that, then I'm pursuing private policies against the majority, the wish of the majority of Israelis, and that this is hurting the interests of Israel, then he's wrong on both counts.
Linda Gradstein for CBS News, Jerusalem.
Well, CBS's Cammie McCormick has more on the death of an al-Qaeda leader.
He was the head of al-Qaeda's Yemen branch. Khalid al-Batarfi had a $5 million U.S. bounty on his head after leading the group in the Arabian Peninsula, the branch considered one of the most dangerous in the world. It isn't clear how he died. The militant group showed a video of him wrapped in a white funeral shroud and al-Qaeda's black and white flag.
New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez and his wife pleaded not guilty today to the new charges against them in their corruption case. 4 years ago today, the World Health Organization called the coronavirus outbreak a global pandemic.
The pandemic changed our lives 4 years ago, so where are we today?
We still have cases. Are we surging like we did in the multiple surges we had in the first parts of the pandemic, the first 2 years? No.
Dr. Deval Desai with Emory St. Joseph's Hospital here in Atlanta says COVID is here to stay.
I think it's going to be part of our yearly routine vaccination series, and we'll probably see some seasonal surges just like we do with the flu.
And he says your best protection is and will be vaccination. Sabrina Cupid for CBS News, Atlanta.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 18 points. NASDAQ down 24. The S&P down 7. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 28 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
I'm Grant McHill in the FM News 101 KXL News Center. And yet another report of an issue on a Boeing aircraft. Mitch Elliott reports this time about 50 people on board were hurt during a sudden nosedive.
The Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner was about an hour from landing in New Zealand from Australia this morning when the New Zealand Herald reports the pilot just lost control of the aircraft. Dozens of passengers, including some who didn't have their seatbelts on, slammed into the cabin ceiling. They say there was no report from the captain. Once the flight landed in Auckland, paramedics attended to the dozens of injured people. The only thing officials from LATAM Airlines would say is that there was some type of technical event. 3 Boeing Alaska Airlines flights have had issues here in Portland since January. Mitch Elliott, FM News 101.
Traffic and the forecast in a minute on FM News 101 KXL.
Hey Portland, this is Patrick reminding you that Roof Life of Oregon is good for your roof.
Guys, for those of you who, like me, have never faced hair loss, congratulations. Studies show that one of the most attractive physical features is a full head of hair. You want to know the least attractive and the most aging? Well, it's hair loss. No amount of car, house, or success can make up for that receding hairline or balding, as it leaves the greatest lasting physical impression. Doesn't have to be that way. Advanced Hair Restoration now offers Portland a quick, simple, one-day solution to your hair loss. No more pills, shampoos, or injections, just your very own natural hair guaranteed to grow. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. It can even grow for life. Advanced Hair has helped tens of thousands of people look 10 to 20 years younger. Find out if you qualify with your free consultation. Call 503-832-HAIR. If it's right for you, you get 250 free hair grafts and $250 off. 503-832-HAIR. That's 503-832-HAIR or advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Well, mostly light traffic right now. There is a crash in Maywood Park at 112th and Sandy, blocking 2 lanes, causing some trouble in all directions. And south of there in Glenfair, a crash on 148th, just south of Stark Street. And just east of downtown, northbound Grand Avenue is stop and go from Division to Hawthorne. Drive time from Portland to Vancouver running at speed each way. This report sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to experience the thrill of Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com. It's free to play for fun, and no purchase necessary. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. VGW Group, void and prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. From KXL Traffic Center, I'm Jeff Waste.
Rainy
the afternoon, it'll be widespread and steady, and then later today into this evening, gusty winds up to about 35 miles per hour return as a cold front rolls in. Today's high about 52. I'm Rod Hill, FM News 101.
Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
All right. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins.
I like it when Van Camp sends me something that says you have to hear this absolutely bonkers Joe Biden statement.
I can't wait for y'all to hear this. I almost sent it to you over the weekend, but I was like, no, I want to save it for the show. Okay? Joe Biden recorded a campaign video alongside First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. And she's looking up at him, trying to keep him on track. Well, I assume she's there just to make sure that she can escort him away if he starts crapping himself or something. This is incomprehensible when he's talking about MAGA Republicans and what they want to do with the country.
Was this an outtake? Or is this what they put out there?
This is what they put out there.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, well. All right. Hearing it for the first time. Roll it out.
And what they're going to do is ensure a national, really endanger our national security. They're going to expend, are they going to expand personal freedoms? Well, that's what we're going to do.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I understand this because it's like a 30-second clip. We're 12 seconds in. So this, again, is not an outtake. This is what they put out as like a statement from Joe Biden for the campaign?
Well, it's some sort of like behind-the-scenes interview type thing.
Okay, so there would have been a chance to recut this.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But I think it was supposed to be an off-the-cuff, behind-the-scenes look at Joe Biden making the case for another 4 years.
Got it. Okay. Because at some point you would think he'd say, okay, start again. Cut that. I need to start over. But I guess they're just rolling with it. All right, go ahead.
They're going to do everything to not grow our economy. Literally, they have no platform.
They're going to do everything to not grow our economy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, that jump from personal freedom to growing the economy just like that. What is going on?
They're against everything, not for anything, except the things that are the wrong things. What they're running on, I'll tell you what they're running on.
Okay.
They're running backwards. It's about the future, not the past. But guess what? We won't let them win the past.
Okay.
What?
Sometimes in the moment.
We won't let them win the past. I'll bet you don't either.
Accidental time traveler, okay? It's
Right,
not about
exactly.
one presidential election. Joe Biden is saying, listen, we are in a time war right now.
Sometimes you make a statement in the moment that you're like, okay, maybe I was a little over the top there with the statement. But my honest reaction is, if you were running for 6th grade student council president, you would be embarrassed by how incompetent that is.
Yeah.
Now I want to hear it again to see if we can put the pieces together to make this make sense.
What they're going to do is ensure a national, really endanger our national security. They're going to expend, are they going to expand personal freedoms? Well, that's what we're going to do. They're going to do everything to not grow our economy. Literally, they have no platform. They're against everything, not for anything, except the things that are the wrong things. What they're running on.
And of course, there's no specifics on anything because they can't.
What they're running on, I'll tell you what they're running on. They're running backwards. It's about the future, not the past. But guess what? We won't let them win the past.
We won't let them win the past. We're going to make sure Michael Dukakis was a president. What is going on?
I don't know, man.
That doesn't make any sense.
I will tell you, dude, there are times where I have ideas in my head and I have a hard time articulating the idea that I want to get across.
Yeah.
That being said, holy mackerel, that's something there.
I think
what?
Maybe his new stump speeches actually just involve, going through the editing draft lyrics of Ronnie James Dio. We're not going to let them win the past. Dio was like,
sure.
This doesn't work. I thought it was going to work, but it doesn't work.
Right.
That statement alone disqualifies you for another 4 years.
Well, it was just nonsensical. Thank you for saving that, though, David.
None of that made any sense. None of it.
No, it really did not.
And you heard her like nod a little bit there. You like, That's right. That's my man.
What are you agreeing with?
I don't know.
Pop quiz.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, Scott, you will watch the Sunday morning talking head shows.
Yeah, I do.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
I try to stay away.
Yeah.
I saw part of this morning, though. Little George Stephanopoulos.
Oh, God.
On ABC, interviewing Nancy Mace.
This is shameful.
Republican from South Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of hers. Not that that means anything one way or another. She's there to take questions. And, as far as the history of Nancy Mace, she came out, was that 5 years ago? Talked about how she was raped when she was 16.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Brutal.
Ugh. Well, George wants to ask her, how can you endorse Donald Trump after this E. Jean Carroll stuff? Most people look at the Donald Trump, E. Jean Carroll thing as a farce, don't they?
Yeah.
That's not just the bubble I'm in. I mean, even people on the left that I talk to are like, yeah, she's a nut, man. That was completely, he was railroaded by New York on that. I think most people would agree with that. But George is on it, and Nancy Mace takes issue.
You've endorsed Donald Trump for president. Judges and two separate juries have found him liable for rape and for defaming the victim of that rape. How do you square your endorsement of Donald Trump with the testimony we just saw?
Well, I will tell you, I was raped at the age of 16, and any rape victim will tell you, I've lived for 30 years with an incredible amount of shame over being raped. I didn't come forward because of that judgment and shame that I felt. And it's a shame that you will never feel, George, and I'm not going to sit here on your show and be asked a question meant to shame me about another potential rape victim. I'm not going to do that.
It's actually not about shaming you. It's a question about Donald Trump.
No, you are shaming me.
You've endorsed Donald Trump for president.
Right.
Donald Trump has been found liable.
Let's time out a second. You think that George is trying to shame her there?
Yes. Yes. He is.
Shame her.
He's trying to make her into a hypocrite. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
That is what it sounds like to me.
Well, there's no question that's what he's doing. He's trying to put her in a box as a hypocrite and shame her into admitting it.
So I'm trying to figure out, okay, let's just switch it all up, and this is, a Democrat instead of Trump, and
what can I do for you?
Everything's switched around. Is it a fair question for George to ask, I guess is what I'm getting at. What do you think?
No.
That's pretty dicey, man.
Yeah.
Knowing her history like he does. And it goes on.
Rape by a jury. Donald Trump has been found liable for defaming the victim of that rape by a jury. It's been affirmed by a judge.
It was not a criminal court case, number one. Number two, I live with shame. And you're asking me a question about my political choices, trying to shame me as a rape victim, and I find it disgusting. And quite frankly, E. Jean Carroll's comments when she did get the judgment, joking about what she was going to buy, it makes it harder for women to come forward when they make a mockery out of rape, when they joke about it.
Yes, David.
Well, I think the easier comeback would be to say, George, are you familiar with the interview that E. Jean Carroll did with Anderson Cooper on CNN, where she said that most people think rape is sexy?
Sexy, yeah.
Now, are you telling me that you find her accusations credible?
Right. I guess then he would come back with, well, this was a jury. That's what he's going to do. There's a jury found, blah, blah, blah,
that's
blah, blah, blah.
What he's going to do.
And, man, it just keeps going, basically. I mean, don't have to play the whole thing, but it goes for a little bit.
To come forward when
it makes it harder when other women joke about it, and she's joked about it. I find it offensive. And I also find it offensive that you're trying to shame me with this question.
I'm not trying to shame you at all. In fact,
I have dealt with this for 30 years. You know how hard it was to tell my story 5 years ago when they were doing a fetal heartbeat bill and there were no exceptions for rape, incest, or rape or incest in there? I had to tell my story because no other woman was coming forward. No rape victims were represented. And you're trying to shame me this morning.
I'm just asking.
And I find it offensive, and this is why women won't come forward.
Women won't come forward because they're defamed by those who perpetrate rape. Donald Trump
they are judged and they're shamed. You're trying to shame me this morning.
That was out of line to me.
Well, he's trying to turn it around again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, if you're going by the left's rules, first of all, believe women, and she's telling you, but you're going to explain to her how it really is if you're a rape victim. Wow, man.
It was a question designed for clicks.
Of course.
I mean, that's what it was. He knew it. Everybody else knew it. Don't be a jackass now. Oh, I didn't. You knew exactly what you were doing.
Can't stand that,
Exactly. I can't either.
Yeah. All right. Update in Haiti, David. The gang leader, this is Barbecue, right?
Yeah, Barbecue is the guy's name. That is the reigning warlord as of right now. U.S. officials have evacuated or are trying to evacuate personnel out of Haiti because there's a massive insurrection happening there, led by a former cop who calls himself Barbecue. The gangs have all joined forces. They've been taking over government buildings and the presidential palace. Now, Barbecue, Barbecue has said they'll do a ceasefire if the prime minister of Haiti, who took power after the last guy got assassinated, resigns. He's in Puerto Rico right now. He was over in Kenya trying to raise I guess, kind of an army. He wants 1,000 soldiers from Kenya to go and help him reestablish law and order in Haiti. That's being kind of tied up with UN regulations, and I mean, it's just kind of a complicated mess right now. He tried to go back to Haiti, sort of, but no, he's not going back now. Tried to land in the DR, Dominican Republic, which shares an island with Haiti. The DR said, no, we don't want you there. Keep that crap on the other side of the border, please. So he's hanging out in Puerto Rico, trying to figure out what to do. Anyway, the State Department is putting pressure on him to appoint a new presidential transition council with a spokesman saying, get this, this is from the State Department of the United States.
All right.
Quote, we are urging him to expedite the transition to an empowered and inclusive government structure.
Oh, my God.
Okay. We're not worried about the inclusivity thing right now.
This is what they did in Afghanistan.
No. It's, you have to handle the criminals first and foremost, and then figure out everything else.
This is what happens when you have unqualified people in charge in so many different places.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that is crazy.
DEI. Okay, thank you.
There you go. That's it. Okay, I know. Man, there's so much to get to. We got to get to our big 2024 No BS election update in just a couple. The Monday after daylight saving. You know what happens there. An update on that. And more trouble with planes all coming up.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Pure opportunity. It's what Michigan is all about. The opportunity to do more. The opportunity to connect with the best talent. The opportunity for people of all backgrounds to grow and expand their business. The opportunity to live and work in a state where paychecks go farther. The opportunity is now, and it's right here in Michigan. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio to discover all the ways the Michigan Economic Development Corporation is helping Michigan thrive.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
A spill can happen anywhere. Your truck breaks down, a drum is knocked over, machinery leaks, or a tank gets punctured. When things get dirty at work, clean it up. Go to spill-kit.com. In Vancouver, spill-kit.com.
At Batteries Plus, we want to know, what moves you? Is it an SUV or a motorcycle or a golf cart or a boat? Whatever moves you drives us. Batteries Plus, bringing power to your life. Stop in or shop online at batteriesplus.com.
Fred Meyer always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's easy to save big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save now on juicy, delicious strawberries. 16-ounce packages are on sale for only $1.99 each with your card and digital coupon. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Spring in Oregon typically means rain. Last year, 13 of Portland's 40 total inches fell between March and May. Jamie Markley here for Terra Firma Foundation Systems. All that water has to go somewhere. Don't let it be inside or under your home. One easy call can protect your home from the damage rain and saturated soils can do. Protect your foundation, basement, or crawl space. Visit GoTerraFirma.com to schedule your free waterproofing evaluation. That's GoTerraFirma.com. CCB 173547. GoTerraFirma.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Staying connected on FM News 101 KXL means the very latest news and thought-provoking talk shows. Portland's Morning News, the Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show, the Lars Larson Show, Portland's Afternoon News, the Chad Benson Show. It all adds up so you can stay connected with KXL all day. We're here when you need us. Stay connected to KXL and KXL.com. And remember, we're where you are on social media. FM News 101 KXL.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Oh, it's time for the old election update. Let's do it.
It's the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins 2024. Are you running? Are you not running? No BS update. Everything you need to know without all the crap.
Not allowed to do an research.
Right. All right, David, what do you got today? This is kind of interesting, and I think whatever Biden has as far as internal polling is concerned, must be more disastrous than this, because I think this is why we're starting to see the pivot to trying to be tough on illegal immigration, even though you'll apologize to a murderer for saying that he was here illegally. Weird. Gallup has been tracking this. Now a majority of Americans say that large numbers of immigrants entering the United States illegally is a critical threat to U.S. vital interests. This is a record high, 55% of respondents. They've been tracking this for 20 years.
Wow.
55% now are saying, yes, this is a critical threat to the United States.
Trump owns that issue. They know it. I don't think anybody buys that Biden is trying to get tough on this.
No.
Well, how can you? I mean...
Well, you'll go out there and say bipartisan bill. I mean, they had a bunch of people out there doing that yesterday. Oh, the good Reverend Raphael Warnock.
Oh, yeah, I saw that guy. Yeah.
Georgia. I mean, this is sort of the talking point, I think, when it comes to that. And this was on the issue with Laken Riley, Biden calling her Lincoln Riley, all of that.
What is your red line with that in this moment of grief, there are those who are trying to score cheap political points? The border must be secure. We know this. There's agreement about that on both sides, which is why we...
There is?
It's not.
No.
There's not. What agreement?
Yeah, because for years at this point, the Biden administration said there was no crisis at the border.
Right. Well, we just heard Mayorkas not that long ago tell us the border's closed.
Well, I guess they're trying to appeal to the uneducated voter? Oh, yeah, we've always agreed on this, sure.
Which is why we had a bipartisan piece of legislation before us just a matter of weeks ago. And the fact that there are those who walked away from this bipartisan legislation, or at least a chance to debate it, and now they're trying to score political points in the wake of a young woman's death.
That's all it is, political points. No, I don't. I think you're right. Yeah. People aren't buying that.
No, they're not buying that.
Well,
update on the betting odds for vice president pick from Trump.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Any guesses? We do this every time.
Tim Scott.
Tim Scott is number one still.
Is he?
But it's grown. The percent chance now, betting odds, 23.8%. Second, Kristi Noem, 16.5%. Then it's Vivek, Elise Stefanik, and then Nikki Haley. That's pretty much it. You know, I mean, and we all know that Trump is going to be the nominee. It's like at 93.4%, right? Nikki Haley has 1.4%. Then it's DeSantis at 1.1. You know who's fourth? Ivanka Trump.
No way. Are you serious?
It's 0.4%.
Maybe she'll be the running mate. Yeah, there you go. Choose her.
Yeah, that's actually pretty funny.
Vote Trump.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robin Show. Okay, biggest story today, David.
The biggest story of the day on the world stage is the utter chaos happening in Haiti as warlords have taken over the country and are demanding the resignation of the president, who is hiding out in Puerto Rico right now. Man. Anthony
well, whatever you do not call it a bleep hole country. Don't.
No. You'll give Cory Booker tears of rage and be called a raging racist by the media if you ever say that Haiti, which is under the control of cannibalistic gangs right now, a bleep hole country.
Right. And then there's this supposed back and forth between Biden and Netanyahu about support for Israel, and there's a red line, but there's not a red line, and Biden spins in circles about a red line. We'll get to all of that straight ahead.
Portland's news, traffic, and weather station. FM News 101, KXL. The news in 60 seconds.
Is it time to beef up your teeth? Dr. Lampy here for Teeth in 24. Patients tell me every day that they want to eat steak again. When you can't chew, life is miserable, and when you can't smile, life can feel hopeless. So for 20 years, my implants have given patients back their smile and confidence to tear into a T-bone. From our on-site lab to the best patient outcomes, we are the region's trusted implant experts. And with our written warranty, you can rest assured in your new smile. So come in today for free steaks on me. That's right, I said free steaks. If you can't eat them when I meet you, I guarantee you will with your new implants from Teeth in 24. A new you is just a day away. Call now for your free consultation. Go to drlampy.com. It's time to beef up your teeth. Find out more at drlampy.com or 503-646-CARE. That's 503-646-CARE.
Yes, News Brief. The U.S. has pulled non-essential personnel from its embassy in Haiti as violence continues escalating. Military analyst Jeff McCausland.
There is a concern of a massive exodus and refugees fleeing Haiti throughout the Caribbean or potentially even trying to make their way to the United States.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres released a message on social media this weekend for those observing Ramadan this month in the Middle East.
To all those suffering from the horrors of Gaza, in these trying times, the spirit of Ramadan is a beacon of hope.
Muslims start observing the holy month today. And President Biden pushed his border security bill while addressing a room full of mayors at the National League of Cities conference in D.C. today.
Border Patrol Union endorsed it. The Federal Chamber, the National Chamber of Commerce endorsed it. And I believe, given an opportunity, the House and Senate have the votes to pass it if they just bring it to the floor and vote on it.
CBS News Brief. I'm Monica Ricks.
Oh, mostly light traffic right now. There is a bit of a jam east of Clackamas, westbound 212 around 142nd. And over in Tualatin, reports of debris on the roadway on northbound I-5, so watch out for that. Drive time from Portland to Vancouver, 8 minutes each way. This report is sponsored by Truax Builder Supply. Truax Builder Supply has sold and installed hundreds of thousands of Milgard windows and patio doors. Visit the Truax showroom, truaxnw.com. From the KXL Traffic Center, I'm Jeff Waste.
Today's forecast, how about steady rain this afternoon? Gusty winds make a comeback as well. We have a front coming in this evening, a high of about 52, and eventually heavy snow later today into tonight up in the mountains. I'm Rod Hill, FM News 101.
Today's older adults aren't closing a chapter, they're opening a new one. And Van Mall Retirement is helping them do just that. Voted Best Independent Living and Best Assisted Living by U.S. News & World Report, Van Mall celebrates seniors and encourages older adults to continue making meaningful contributions to their communities. With signature programs like Prime Fit Wellness, Van Mall prioritizes well-being and champions proactive wellness by meeting the social, physical, mental, emotional, and communal health of residents. You can put your best foot forward, knowing that the team at Van Mall always has your back. Here, it's all about leaning into joy and embracing purpose in a new age of senior living. Discover life-enhancing care at Van Mall, where happiness never grows old. Schedule your visit today at vanmallretirement.com. That's vanmallretirement.com.
If you have bone pain in your knees, hips, or other joints and you're tired of drugs and want to avoid surgery, Oregon Medical Centers can help you toward a pain-free future. Hey, it's Lars. At Oregon Medical Centers, they offer advanced regenerative medicine that helps repair nerves to stop the pain and get you back to living life. Visit OregonMedicalCenters.com for your free consultation. Let them know Lars sent you. Life doesn't need to be lived in pain. Let Oregon Medical Centers get you back to living life at its fullest. Visit OregonMedicalCenters.com now.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Portland will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 503-944-1111. That's 503-944-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Learn more, visit cdc.gov/vital signs.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. David, Biden was talking about Israel.
Yeah.
Red line.
Yeah, he did an interview on MSNBC with Jonathan Capehart, who really, hammered home the idea of a ceasefire. Because, hey, look, what's happening in Gaza, of course, is just untenable. It's terrible. So he's asked about the war between Israel and Hamas, specifically if he had a red line that Israel would cross that would make him back off of supporting Israel.
Okay.
There's no red line. I'm going to cut off all weapons so they don't have the Iron Dome to protect them. They don't have. But there's red lines that if he crosses, and he cannot have 30,000 more Palestinians dead as a consequence of going after. There's other ways to deal with the trauma caused by Hamas. And it's like, look, the first time I went over.
Okay, what other ways?
Exactly. Be specific. What do you mean? What is there?
How is he supposed to take out Hamas? And do we know for sure it's 30,000, or is that still from the Palestinian Authority, from Hamas? Who's that from?
Hello.
You really don't know.
I sat with them, and I sat with the war cabinet. I said, look, don't make the mistake America made. America made a mistake. We went after bin Laden until we got him. But we shouldn't have gone into Ukraine. We shouldn't have gone into the whole thing in Iraq and Afghanistan. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. It just caused more problems in the race than it's clearly cured.
Scott's going to lose it.
Well, there you have the leader of the free world right there. 4 more years. 4 more years of what? Of what? That garbage?
Yes.
That didn't make any sense. None of that made any sense.
It didn't make sense 4 years ago.
It's just words.
Yes.
That whole thing in Iraq.